Good evening, everyone. I'm Nathan, here with my wonderful wife, Laura.
Hello.
And we're here to do a review of the original Australian edition of Wheel of Fortune, the board game.
We sure are. Well, we believe it's the original. A lot of the releases of the Wheel of Fortune board games here in Australia will have, like, which edition they are.
Revision.
Or, like, revisions and things like that. This one doesn't say anything, and it is from 1987, only a few years after John Burgess here was hosting the show. It's like started hosting the show.
Yep.
So.
And what's her name? We looked her up.
Adriana Exenides.
Which she was on there for years. We watched her when we were young.
Yeah, we did. So this is taking us way back.
We've already done a Wheel of Fortune review on the channel. I think it was a newer version, if I recall.
It's one of the newer hosts.
It plays very similar. So if you've watched that one, you've probably got a pretty good idea of how this functions.
Gameplay, indeed. So we're just going to cover the gameplay fairly quickly. It's more just to show like what the board looked like.
Oh, it's pretty manky, the back of the board.
It is. This is not one we've had. We usually take a bit better care of our board games than this. This one is a second-hand copy, which has seen better days.
So here's the instructions. As per usual, it's crucial because it's got all like the keys and things like that, and
where all the letters are in the puzzles.
Without this, you can't play it.
No. So we will have a scan of this in the description down below. We are just changing the way that we share those instruction manuals, so there might be a little bit of a delay. We're working on it.
And there was an insert that never went back in properly again.
Now, whoever owned this before us drew on a lot of bits of it, so just ignore those. Obviously they're not there if you
well loved.
Yeah.
Here we have the wheel. It looks so much more basic here compared to, like, we watched some Wheel of Fortune for America the other day.
Ones, yeah.
So many different spaces. You got miss a turn, bankrupt, and the sort of values, free spin. That's your lot.
Yep, nice and simple, classic. This is just cardboard with like a plastic spinner. It's pretty sturdy though. So
here we have our bag. It's a mystery bag, so you can just peel out anything. Oh, it's all of like the quizzes or like the puzzles.
The puzzles. So each one of these, there's quite a few cards, has 4 different puzzles on them. They're written in this fashion so that you can't just glance and see what the puzzle is before putting it into the board, which we'll show you shortly.
And they can flip them upside down and back to front.
Yep, so there's one this way, a fictional character. It's puzzle 31, which is how you look it up in the book to see what you need to open and, you know, how to solve it and all that kind of stuff. If you turn it that way, it's quotation 63. The underlined letters are for that puzzle. So it tells you, like, we can't read it, obviously. This one would be life is a cabaret old chump.
Okay.
If you turn around the other side, it's got 2 more. It's got place 90 and event 55. So normally you wouldn't be able to see the whole board. This is just
and there's quite a few cards in here.
Yeah. We were talking actually before filming that rather than releasing the whole board game again, they could have just released new puzzle cards.
Like expansion, like a mini expansion.
Yeah, because I believe that most of them are the same size throughout all the different releases for the puzzle cards, so they would have been compatible, I would guess.
We've got another one we're going to review at some other point, depending on what order we're in.
Test the size.
Yeah. So here's something where the contestant would be able to write down what letters you've picked already, or like the host.
It's actually the host. So whoever plays host for the game marks off with the crayon, which I believe is actually still in here.
I don't know if it's the original one, but you mark it off. You know, oh yes, you did Q, so you do that. That
way nobody selects the same letter again. I mean, it still happens sometimes. I mean, you see it on TV. Some people say the same letter. Alright, so when you get this new, you do have to put all of this together. So we have like this cardboard front. There's then a plastic frame here at the front, and all these little pieces are actually the letter covers. They are not attached when you get this, and they're really frustrating to put in.
Yeah, I lost probably several parts of my finger skin just trying to shove them in. Yeah,
so funny story, we bought this second hand, and then I opened it and I was like, why are all the letter covers off? They were just all loose in the box. Someone clearly has played this many times. You can see by the letterboard being quite dirty and it's a bit bent.
Why?
For some reason they had then taken all the letter covers off the board, so we had to put them on again. Very strange.
You got the stands on the back, they just slide in, and then you...
Yep, you'd have to take those off to store them in the box. It does not fit with them on the back. This bit of cardboard slides in here, which helps just hold your puzzle in place when you load it. That's what it looks like blank. You can see the black sections through here. And then if we
slide in
a puzzle, if I can get it to. I probably should have taken the cardboard back out. One-handed is not the way to do this.
Get in there. Go on.
They are actually easier to slide in than we're making it look
Yeah,
right now.
we're doing real good. There we go.
Round the camera. Alright, so you want to slide it in so that this top section you can see the number and what type of puzzle it is.
You can also see the lines, like, okay, I know it's at least, the first word's at least 4 letters long, but
and
4.
and then a 6-letter word there, and there's none on the bottom row. These little covers can get stuck like sort of here, and you actually have trouble seeing the thing. You have to make sure they're all the way up. But then they are much harder to then pull back down. So it's...
Look, it could be just be age.
No, it's not. We've got other versions that have been the same.
I was trying to give it the benefit of the doubt, but I think you're right. Oh, obviously, you've got the money. It plays like Wheel of Fortune, by the way, if you hadn't guessed.
We'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. So you do have money, 50, 100, 200, and 500. It's just paper money, but it's got kind of a textured sort of back to it.
Yeah.
So.
And you got some free spins, so you can just keep them with you if you happen to land or spin free spin.
Yep.
And that's your lot.
Alright, so you can play this with like 2 players. I would suggest having more is better, because obviously in Wheel of Fortune you would have normally 3 contestants and then someone doing the hosting role. You do have to pick someone to be the host. It doesn't say whether the host is then allowed to participate or whether they're meant to just be the host of the game, but if you've only got 2 people, you're going to need to have your host playing as well, really, to make it worthwhile. Otherwise, if I was the only one spinning the wheel and I get, like, lose a turn...
It's your turn again.
It's my turn again, yeah. So you would put the puzzle in, making sure then if you are playing with your host as well, that they don't see what it is.
No.
So the host does not have to know the puzzle going into it.
Because then, they're in the same darkness in terms of what the puzzle is to the contestant.
Yeah. So say I was going first, I would spin the wheel, I got 250, and then I might say, S.
So then I would go, I'm going to open up the S.
Yep, S page. So there's no answers on these pages, so anyone can look.
Okay, so you did S, it's puzzle 88, so I'd go down to 88, and it says tile 15 is an S. So
this one here they do have numbers on here, they're a little bit hard to see, but you push it down, and there's our S.
And you'd get $250 because you got 1 letter.
Yep.
If there was more than 1 S, you'd get $250 times the amount of letters. So if you had 3 S's, you'd get $750.
Exactly. I then keep spinning just like on the real thing, either until I guess a letter wrong, or I spin something like lose a turn or bankrupt. If I lose a turn, it just goes on to the next player. If I get bankrupt, I lose any money I've already got, and it goes on to the next player. Unless previously I've got a free spin, and then I would hand in my free spin token and I can get another spin.
And you don't get banked, you only lose, if you happen to win a round, you get to bank that amount of money that's safe for the next round.
So if I went, I know this fictional character and I solve the puzzle, yay! I might have just had $500, let's just say, for ease. I need to put that in a separate pile because I get to keep that for the end of the game. Everybody else in that round who did not solve the puzzle, their money goes back in.
Yeah.
Then for the next puzzle, you're meant to play 4 puzzles, by the way, for one light game. This 500 that I've banked stays here. If I get any new money, it would go in a separate pile so it doesn't get mixed up.
And if you got bankrupt, you just lose that one and not the saved $500.
Just that round, yeah, not the previous one.
You keep going. At the end, whoever's got the most amount of money wins.
Yep.
Do you want to know what this puzzle is?
It's Long John Silver. I looked before I put it in there.
You cheater.
If you don't know what it is, obviously, whoever does guess has to say it exactly right, and then you check. They say to check it really quickly, and you go, okay, 88, Long John Silver. Yes, I got it right. If you didn't get it right, whoever guesses checks it. If they didn't get it right, they stop and the other players can keep going.
Yeah, because obviously if they now know the answer's not right, they can't then guess again the next time. No,
that wouldn't be very fair.
And I mean, yeah, so...
Now, you can only guess consonants. You do have to purchase your vowels, same as in the game show. They're 250, I think it says, in here. I'm not sure if that's been always the same value. Were they originally
50 on the Australian one when I used to watch?
I'm not sure, but it says 250 in there. So you cannot buy a vowel if you don't have any money. You do have to have that minimum $250.
And you don't get any money if any are revealed, obviously.
No. And you have to pay the $250 whether there is like an E, if that's what you guess, whether there's one there or not.
If you've watched, I was going to say Lord of the Rings, no, Lord of the Wheels. If you've watched Wheel of Fortune in the last like 30, 40 years, however long it's been going for, you pretty know
You know how to play.
My tongue look good word.
Are you sure? After you play your 4 separate puzzles, whoever has the most money is the winner. You don't have to do all 4 off the same card. Like if you think someone might have glanced.
You can take the
other
card
ones
out, go into your little black bag, pull out one, quickly slide, then off you go.
And that's fine. Yeah, I don't think they've really changed that much from release to release, aside from maybe just a few little design elements like the edge.
The colouring, maybe like the box art, and obviously for updated hosts and things. But in terms of core fundamentalness, it's the same.
Yeah. Yeah. If you do want to compare it to another one, we do have, like we said, another Wheel of Fortune board game, plus some electronic versions up on the channel as well. If you enjoyed watching this video, give us a thumbs up. Let us know in the comment section down below if you have played one or maybe several different Wheel of Fortune themed board games. There are more than just the basic ones.
Well, I mean, yeah, we've had at least 3 in our hands, and I'm sure there's more.
There's at least 3 on the channel, Wheel of Fortunes, yeah. Hit that subscribe button and check back soon. We have videos every single Tuesday.
Sounds good.
Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.